everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Um, I just wanted to talk about politics for a little bit. So, cryptocurrency is what we're dealing with. Trump is going to talk briefly about it, and then the journalists and the news anchors are going to talk about it as well. I only watched 2 seconds of it. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I know how it goes. So let's get started. My actual interviewee for my fifth week of homework, which I won't do live, is actually running late. So that's why it's taking me a while. Um, I can't do it live, but after I do this segment, I'll probably be on here 30 minutes to an hour. And what I'm going to do is, after I get off of here, I'm going to call them, see where they're at, and see if, because you got to do it person to person. It's a problem if you do it over the phone. So, yeah, they already signed the paperwork via e-sign because they thought they would be able to do it over the phone. So, yeah. So that's how that goes. So let's get started. This time, let's make sure we connect. Oh no, not Charlotte. But it doesn't matter which state. It just matters that I lived in Charlotte. Okay, here's the deal. It's time for a change. Police officers' pay need to be upped. It goes by the state. Then state needs to pay police officers way more money. If they can't take care of the crime and the drug abuse that is going on within the states, then they need to up the pay so that they can encourage the police officers to want to do their job. And if they pass on, their wives or their husbands will receive a hefty pension. Now, there should be more benefits for police officers. Now, we need change where, like I said, who matters, it doesn't matter the race right now. What matters is we need to get these gangs and these violent criminals off the streets per state law. We need to get them off the street. I've been saying this for weeks now. I'm not mad at Trump. I'm saying it to the states. People are dying. Innocent men and women of police force are dying. And that's why I hashtag Trump, so he knows what's going on. Charlotte Mecklenburg police officers did not deserve that. New Jersey police officers, which I've been to, what part of New Jersey? It's the tip, Williamsburg, New Jersey, didn't deserve that. We need to sit up there and save them. We need to get an organization group together to get these criminals. You know, I think that every repeat offender that caused this catastrophe should be labeled as a terrorist. I understand that sounds far-fetched, but look at what they're doing to our people. I know I will forever be known as a felon, and they take caution with felons, but I am no threat, but I get it. I'll own it. You know, they have to take caution. And I've said it before. I'm not out there trying to get guns or going to ghettos trying to get drugs or sleeping with people trying to drug them and get their money. No. I'm not trying to commit no crimes. Yet these MFs go out here shooting at cops. They're reckless. They're reckless, and we need to crack down on them more. We need to crack down on them. What else can we do? I'm tired of seeing this in the paper. And I'm tired of them sitting up there getting them off. The laws need to change. They sit up there and get out on bail. No, the laws need to change. It doesn't matter. They may be recovering, but they could be paralyzed. They're never going to be the same again. If they're shot and they're paralyzed, or they're shot like it doesn't matter. We're not hearing the whole story. They're alive, but what is wrong with them? They're probably up at Mercy or what Presbyterian Hospital right now. I know what hospital it is, but it's on the tip of my tongue. It's the main hospital that all people go to, that I went to when I was having pain in my stomach. It's the main hospital in Charlotte. Everybody start with an M. It's not Mercy. Um, yeah, but they're probably up at that hospital, you know, serving a warrant. We need we need extra protection. There need to be extra protection for cops. We need extra protection for them. Do you know how big this is going to be? Providing outside cryptocurrency and government cryptocurrency that will be sent up there linked to the banks and the stock IRAs and or whatever they call them, stock markets, and everything that stock markets is about, you know, like seriously, I think that this is a great idea for regular citizens like ourselves to get into government Bitcoin instead of not instead of wondering how you can get into outside sources and losing your money with scams, scamming people out of thousands of dollars. I know how to work Bitcoin. It's confusing, but I'll show you. I just need $10,000 and they run off with your money. I even called a random bank. What is the random bank name? Um, well, I won't tell you the bank, but they even said that cryptocurrency is not connected to their stocks, markets, IRAs, and all of that great stuff, everything, bonds, you know, and everything that comes with saving and going into money market accounts and all of that. It's not connected, but hopefully they'll have some progress where it includes the government. In that way, it be connected to banks. I don't know if that's what I'm hearing. I heard that it at first, but they're not explaining that like it is. But hopefully it gets connected. If it's through the government, it's more secure. And he signed a bill that is more secure. So yeah. Hold up. I'm so sorry, y'all. If it ain't with Fox and Friends, I don't trust it. I'm not trusting it. That's all I need is for one time. The It's too early in the morning. They haven't put out their stuff. I don't want to see it if it's not from Fox News. before we go there, before we go there, did we not see the show yesterday? Did we not hear him yelling at the president? Is that the way Black people want to be recognized as yelling at the president of the United States words of non-encouragement and then exiting while saying words of non-encouragement while riling up the rest of the Brady Bunch crew and then getting on the Breakfast Club and other radio stations crying wolf like Trump just said, get out of here. You know, it was the House Speaker that warned him. He warned him to shut up. J.D. Vance clapped as he left because he warned him to stop. And then, like Trump said, no matter what he does, he can have the best cure of all in the entire world. He can have the best everything. He will never get the Democrats credit or standing ovation over it. And that's true. So now he got his 15 minutes of fame. He wants to file for impeachment. He wants to try to sue or cry his game that he's a Black man and he feel like Trump did this to him when Trump did absolutely nothing. Nothing to him. He was warned. So he made his Black men look bad. If that's how Black men act, then now you see why there's predominantly white people on his team. Because I'm just saying those outbursts are unacceptable. Even I have outbursts, and I'm a Black lady. I'm not downgrading my race, but we have been weaponized by music to have these outbursts because music has taught us to not take nothing from nobody and to scream, yell, and curse. And if possible, try to attack somebody or harm them. Tell me what song haven't you heard? And we just be dancing to it. I'm surprised he didn't even throw his cane at him. He had to drink from a colored water fountain. Was Trump in office then? What does you having to do with I had a cup, a bottle thrown at me at the age of 10. I never talked about this before. I had a bottle thrown at my head at the age of 10 in Kannapolis, North Carolina, and they said, nigger, go home. I don't care. I didn't sit up there and say F you. I didn't sit up there and hold it in until somebody really tempted me. And I said, well, all my life, I had white people treat me wrong. No, no. What happened in your past has nothing to do with Trump. And one of your members of the Democratic crew on TikTok called him a sick son of a bitch. So you can't say that that is not 614 million people like that post. There was another post with Zelensky hitting Trump and Trump falling out due to this was an AI skit when they had a heated battle. They showed that, and like 314 million people like that, and said, I may like Trump, but this is hilarious. You know, I didn't like any of it. I think it was stupid, and I wasn't going to feed into the shenanigans. So what are you saying? You've said you were going to impeach him. You had your TV time where you said you wanted to impeach him. On what grounds, though? When you don't stand up, when you don't stand up for a 14, I don't know how old he is, but he's an African American. An African American, I bet you if you were in there, an African American boy that had surgery to his brain to beat the cancer, he always wanted to be a police officer. If I had to guess, nobody sat up there and cared about standing up and clapping for him. Nobody cared. He was your race. What was your excuse then? If y'all really wanted to work in a bipartisan way, you would be agreeing with stuff that Trump does. But y'all don't agree with stuff Trump does. Y'all go against everything he does. Everything he does, y'all go against 100% times infinity and fractional infinity and affinity to the universe, omniverse, and multiverse. Look at that. Save Medicaid. False, false. Musk steals. That's a lie. I want y'all to look at that carefully. He steals. I don't even want to go there. Who is he stealing from? He's not stealing from me. He's not stealing from you guys. Just stop giving him attention. Don't even let, every time you say his name, he gets paid a little bit more. Just don't say his name because he knows that you're going to say his name, and we know what type of person he is. Oh, do we hear? It made the news. It made national news. He called malignant clowns, but when Trump says it, lunatics, they're acting like it. They're yelling. They won't calm down when the speaker says something, but he just called a name. Clowns, malignant clowns. He knew it would make the news. Do something strange for a piece of change. That's what the Democrats are about. Do something strange for a piece of change. Oh, how are you going to expose them? Us. How will you expose us? You already been trying, and did that really work? What are you trying to expose? It I mean, they keep saying it. Yo, they just keep saying they want to expose stuff. What are you trying to expose? How will you expose them? You got this big cooked up story. Don't you know what? I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose you. Only somebody that's scared to be exposed, you tell that to somebody like Hunter Biden, they'll be like, oh, where's my pardon, Dad? But you, on the other hand, you have nothing on the Republicans. You know it, and I know it. They don't care, Hannity. They don't care. They don't care. They're like machines. They look at it, they have no heart. They're looking at it as a political thing. So if they can't stand for them, then they're using people as propaganda tools. Their goal is to use people as propaganda tools to talk about. Yes, he's 12. If blue freaking lives matter, there will be more protection for police officers. Police officers don't have enough training because they ride around all day, and when something big happens, they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared. It's like a little bit more cops. I say about 1,000 and some change cops to nearly 900,000 people here, and probably a million now. That's not enough. That is not enough. And guess what? I don't want to hear this shit. Because guess what? In a couple of weeks, it'll be swept under the rug and nobody will ever hear about it a fucking again. That's what ticks my nerve. More need to be done. When it's useful for them, they'll talk about it as a news. And I'm not getting mad at Fox News. I'm just tired of seeing this. More needs to be done for officers. More needs to be done. Some officers don't even want to get into cahoots with people. That's probably why some of these officers ignore crime. I would too if I was an officer. Or I get my head knocked off when nobody is protecting me. Every summer this shit happens. Every spring, every time it just picks up and get a little warm to heat. I don't know what the hell is wrong with people, man. But we need to get new protection for serving warrants because these people are loony, man. I don't care about the race right now because we done gotten most of the immigrants out. We need to focus on the criminals with these ghost guns, with these guns illegally. We need to focus on a lot of stuff. That's why my inventions are so vital. I said that it should be without having to do a shootout, this vehicle should be able to detect a weapon in their vehicle without having to sit up there and pull up on the vehicle and walk to the car, not knowing that there's a weapon in the car. We need that. We need that. That'll prevent, you know, if they're doing something illegal, all they have to do is step out of the car. They can see if they try to reach for the weapon, they'd be like, I know you're trying to reach for the weapon, step out of the fucking car, or else I'll start shooting it. And they'll have the legal right to shoot and light up that vehicle. Why don't we have that? That's easy. We have technology for heat sensors. Why can't we have that technology to find the gun located underneath the car? It's always underneath the seat or on the side of the driver's side, or in the glove compartment, or in the middle compartment. You come on now. This can save lives. I don't want to have to go to a town hall meeting to talk about this. I've said it for 4.5 years. Or on a person, because the gun is cold, and you can be able, like, you can be able to see the weapon. It's a way. It has to be a way that you can be able to detect the weapon on that person. Well, for them to do what they're doing now to our police officers, that shows how much they give a fuck about the police officers out here risking their lives. There's just another life. Oh, they're gunning their bash, please. Another officer comes along, eager, ready to take on. They're motivated. They die. Gunning your badge, please. They off to the races. They in heaven somewhere. Their wife and their children are mourning while they already have hired another replacement. It's sad. It's fucking sad. I didn't want to have to cuss on this shit, but it's sad. It should be death penalty across the nation. It shouldn't be, oh, well, you live in this state, you get life. No, that's cramming up the fucking system. Give them the fucking death penalty like they gave the cop the death penalty. They shouldn't even be able to eat 3 meals a day. You know, they get treated way better when they kill a cop because they feel like, especially if they have somebody to talk to, like family and friends, because they feel like, oh, if we treat them bad, they can sit up there and say that the correctional officers are treating them bad. So, yeah, This 14-year-old should have been thinking about, he should have been at fucking home, number one. He should have been at home by the time the lights went out. That's how it used to be in the 80s, 90s. 2000s got fucked up. Who was there in the 2000s? That's when music was weaponized. Now music is so weaponized. People get high off of drugs, any type of drugs. They listen to these rap music and then they go gung ho trying to sit up there and say, well, it's ride or die for me. I'm a shooter officer. I'm gonna get married. They don't care. That's all they have. And then they got their buddies like, yeah, you right, bro. You right, bro. When I was in jail, I heard one girl singing this song, and I used to listen to it too. I'll admit, and it says only when the drugs are gone, I feel like dying. I feel like dying. And it goes like this. Only once the drugs are gone, I feel like dying. I feel like dying. Like, we know who that's from. Some of y'all know who that's from. Like, spitting out this hateful music, and in Santa Maria, when things were happening to me and I was stressed out, I was thinking about doing something to myself because I said I had nothing to live for. But what gave me hope is that night in Santa Maria, that guy was going to come into my apartment. I know he was going to come into my apartment. Something was going to happen to me that night. And you had 10 officers out there protecting my home. They could, I like it. It's not by chance. It's not by chance. 10 officers are standing outside of my back patio with a guy holding a blunt object. And he comes towards her and gets shot in the chest and runs and breaks in another person's house. That's what made me love, because I know that in small towns, when you announce yourself as somebody and they watch you do the same routine every day, not getting in trouble, they know you a good person. And so that's that's what had me living. And that's why I owe it to the police officers of the nation, not just Washington State, but the nation, to sit up there and vouch for them, because not enough, it's just like a teacher, not enough shit is being done for them. They get 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, and some incentives, some little incentives. It's not worth it. And some people take it because that's all they have. Oh, I think he's going to do something about it. I think that he's waiting to see how this summer plays out and how many people start complaining about the crime, because the crime is going to soar with our regular Americans and these teens that's been weaponized by this rap music to kill. They want to know what it's like to kill. They do this fentanyl, the ones that survive, they're distorted. They do the crack, they're very distorted. They do the heroin, they're distorted. They don't care. Travis Scott said at his concert, before many died at his concert, get high as you can, get high off of all the drugs, and come to my concert. Is it just me, but wasn't she Trump attorney? I heard something about her getting like to be a co-host. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've seen her face before. Her face looks so familiar. Or maybe she just resembles Trump's court attorney during the time when he was going back and forth at court. Okay. I'm not gonna watch Sky News because I don't know if Sky News is copyrighted. Okay. I have to call my interviewee. Really? The sound is bad? I'm so sorry about the sound. Thank you for telling me that, Miss or Miss Harddister. Um so anyway, yeah, so cryptocurrency, they're bringing people to the United States and they're going to digitize the dollar. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that Trump is doing all of that. And okay, nice. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it God, they threw me off. So we're digitizing the dollar soon, and it will be I don't know if it'll be finalized, but it'll be some type of answer of where it's at in the summertime. Also, Mr. Harster. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you so much for your support and listening. And we're gonna digitize it, and also I feel like yeah, 14-year-old children should be out back in their houses. And it goes on the parents, and then the parents don't care about their children. And the parents that don't care, like one instance, there was this mother who left her children for years. If the currency crashes, it's not like that when it like he said, you use a certain percentage to invest in. It's an investment. You don't put your all into it. You put a certain percentage into it, and it's just like stock market. You put a certain percent into it. You don't put like a whole 100,000 into it. If you have $1 million or maybe $2 million a year you make, and you have $100,000 to put in cryptocurrency, yeah, go ahead and put 100,000 into cryptocurrency. But there's a way that you can keep your cryptocurrency on this little pin that you can unplug it from the computer and hold your cryptocurrency. I don't know about that. So I'll leave that alone with you. I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, like I was saying, teachers, like 14-year-old children should be back at home with their parent, and it goes on the parents, man. It goes on the parents that, like, it's a generational break, negative break, because the parent is like, what? The parent is like not caring about the child going out at night, stealing cars, having guns, robbing people for money instead of doing the traditional working, and they don't care. They listen to this rap music. It all comes from rap music. I hate to say it. And influence like your environment and what you listen to. If you're sensitive, your mother don't care, your father don't care, you're in a dysfunctional family, your environmental status, and you hang around the wrong people, then you're going to end up doing some tough things. We need to crack down on children too. It shouldn't be that they don't get in trouble until they kill somebody. No, it shouldn't be that way. They need to get in trouble fully. They need to know what it's like to be in jail a long time. Because if they keep doing it, we need to treat them as if they're adults. There's no rehabilitation unless we confine them like they're adults. But that's all I want to say. And just be careful, what you do. Be very, very careful what you do. I want y'all to pray for those officers that are dead. I pray in Lord Jesus, Yeshua, that those officers are now in heaven and smiling down on their wife and children. I pray now for those officers that are harmed, that they come out of recovery very well, and the one that is fighting for his life to come out of life support and to reunite with his family and to be able to get back on the force and be stronger than ever. We will see how that plays out, which I know nobody will talk about. He may be paralyzed. He may be damaged very badly. Amen. So, pray on your own time for those officers, and some people, smacking their lips saying, F those officers. You know what? Screw you. Because officers are protected my mother in Charlotte, North Carolina for nearly 14 years of my life. I arrested my dad for abuse. He busted my mother's nose, he broke her arm. He did horrendous stuff to my mother. I don't understand why she kept taking him back. I will never understand my mother fully because I was naive at the time. Up until I was 37, I was naive, to be quite honest. But I'll say that he he was a forever drug addict. Some people get on drugs and they stay on drugs and they just stick on drugs. They just don't care about drugs. They care nothing but they care about nothing but drugs. And no matter what they do, in the back of their mind, they can go to rehab, they can be doing good, but in the back of their mind, they care about that drug. Just like Mick, Michael Kiku, Makio Kiku say, he says, I'm sorry if I'm damaging your name, sir. He says there's no real benefit of alcohol, nothing. And I know a lot of people are smacking their lips right now, but there's no real benefit of alcohol. Nothing is, it does nothing for you except get you drunk. And like I said in my post, I said, so why is it then that more laws can't be passed to limit and reduce the drinking alcohol levels to 0.5 to make it easier and make people more sober so that they can drive home more safely? An officer had to have an impact of a car coming at them and had to take that impact because he was trying to save other people's lives. And you know I just care about these children, but these children need to be learned a lesson. Just giving them a slap on the wrist isn't doing it. Obviously, they're not learning their lesson. They're bragging about it. Man, I got off last week. Watch me do it again. You know, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about nothing but instant gratification. And then you make them into a killer. You, the court system, because they graduate from robbery to grand larceny to murdering, and then they're tried as an adult. When you could have just sat up there and nipped it in the butt at robbery and kept them in just for longer. What are you getting out of releasing them? Why is it like that? Why is the law so screwed up? These state laws are so screwed up. You turn them into criminals. You sit up there and you allow them to repeat offenses. And now a kid has a death of an officer on his case. He's now a criminal for life. And I'm pretty sure he has a record. This law is made to make you and turn you into lifelong criminals. Look at my brother. They kept releasing him. They kept releasing him over and over and over. He did those times like it was nap time, like Lil Wayne said. He did those times like it was nap time. Just like he's doing this time in jail for smoking meth and producing meth like it's nap time. And I don't know if he's changing his life. He's 47 years old. Every time I thought, oh, this is the big one, they give him a slap on the wrist. Ever since he was 14, just like that little boy. And the only reason he didn't get caught with killing people is because he was killing his own kind. So I let that sink in a little bit. It is, the law is geared to turn people into killers. There are some people that got away with murder and only go to jail for minor shit and it's gotten away with murder. And it's sad. It's very sad. Very sad. It He's beyond three strikes, Mr. Harster. He's beyond three strikes. He's been going to jail since he was 14. He's been to jail over 20 times. So the laws are messed up. So I let that sink in. Why I don't do crime, why I don't do hardcore drugs. Now you ask me about weed, that's another thing. I was even asking the lawyers before I got out. I said, when can I do weed? When can I do weed? They said you can't do weed until after your probation. So I was like, okay, I'll make a promise. I won't do weed until after my probation. And that's what I'll stick to. I will not do marijuana until after my probation. That's said and done. When I was doing it April of 2023, it was like bush, man. I don't really like it. I wish I can send California. It should be, you know what? They're gonna make it where you can get California weed sent to different states, cross country, different states. That'll make a lot of money per state, because it's like their weed is so bush. It makes you tired. It's bush. But it's all I got. CMB, we all we got. So after December or July, hopefully, I'll be doing it again. But yeah, I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm advocating for Trump, yes, but I never told a lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm never gonna lie to you guys. But you know, I am going to withhold things that I feel like is between me and God, but I will never lie to you guys. There are some things I will never disclose that are between me and the good Lord, beyond the good Lord, to the God that made this universe and beyond this universe. It would be an honor to learn about this universe. It would be an honor to learn about this multiverse, and it would be an honor to learn beyond the omniverse. It would be an honor to learn about supercomputers, microchips, semiconductors, everything. It would be an honor to learn. So yeah, children need more punishment, you know, and the parents need to grow up. Don't open your legs and have a child just to be on welfare or get a social security check and have this child in the dark talking junk about him, and then he goes out and he doesn't care and he kills an officer. Stop opening your legs having children for the check. Oh, we getting that check money. It's sad. And with that, I'll let that sink in. I'll close.
Never waste my time. You are I want.